Hi, Michael. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Vasa. It's a pleasure to be invited by your good self to be part of this platform. I often fondly recall you were one of the pioneers, I believe, even before MCO. I think you had the foresight to start doing sessions like this, to provide value really to a lot of people out there. So I want to thank you for inviting me here, Vasa. It's a pleasure.
Hey, you're very welcome. It's a pleasure having you today.
Thank you.
And thanks for dropping by with a short notice. Okay, really
No,
glad
thank
to
you.
have you
This
on
is all
board.
mine.
And I think a lot of people actually are waiting for this topic today, which is actually like how do we really work with millennials effectively? A lot of people have been asking. There's this unspoken gap between the older generation and the millennials. And actually, right now,
Yeah,
there's actually one more generation which we're not really talking about because
right.
millennials are so popular, right? Which is the Gen Z, isn't it?
For sure,
Right?
for sure. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah,
So before we start, I just want to welcome everybody here today to
yeah.
the show, and just wanted to share that Michael Teoh here is actually a very experienced speaker.
Hey,
He
thank you.
shares to a lot of corporations on how to deal creating a performance culture with millennials.
Yep.
Okay, but I believe there's one more generation that we're not really talking about much, which is the Gen Z, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, so of course we'd like to hear more about that. Today, Michael will be talking about, let me just put on this topic here today, which is
All
the
right.
5 proven ways to get the best results with millennials. Okay, which
Excellent.
is which is very interesting, and I'm also very excited to hear about this. Just let
Thank
me
you.
just very quickly let the audience know what is Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z, right? And I'm just quite surprised with some of the findings that I found out. For
Right.
example, Gen X is the one born between 1965 to 1979,
Right.
currently between 40 to 54 years old. Okay, I'm smack right in the middle here in the Gen X
Nice.
side.
Hey,
Baby boomers.
it's how you feel, brother. It's how you feel. You may feel that you're right smack in the middle, but I can tell you, man, with the energy and I think the consistency that you have been doing all these sessions, building a lot of value for the people watching over on all the multiple platforms. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Bro, you are behaving even more active than what we call quote unquote a Gen Z, man. So again, and come
Okay.
on, you were one of the pioneers in Malaysia who got given a license by LinkedIn to operate these live sessions. I've known many Gen Ys and Gen Zs who don't even have that license, including myself. So Vasa, you got to give yourself credit. It's how you feel inside, bro. Age is just a number.
I think the Gen Y and Gen Z right now are a little bit more active in Instagram, right? I think you are one of the few who actually are very active here in LinkedIn. I think I'm wrong again because a lot of millennials are here in LinkedIn, but
Correct.
probably the Gen Z are the ones who are not really into LinkedIn yet lah, at the moment.
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
let,
We'll
let me
comment
just,
about that later. I
yeah,
have some
of course.
sharing to do.
Okay, I definitely want to hear your views. I think no, I can be very wrong on this one. And then Gen Y or millennials who are born between 1980 and 1994, which are that means they are currently between 25 to 39. Am I right? Uh,
Well, I'm gonna comment about that later.
okay,
I'm gonna
okay,
comment about that later. I'm
okay,
just
cool,
now.
cool.
I'm just going to Facebook because I know that you have this live on Facebook as well, and I just
Yeah.
want to welcome all of our friends who are tuning in on Facebook. Give some love, give some thumbs up as
Wow,
well, guys. Awesome.
that is nice, man. That's nice. That's nice. I like the heart shape there.
We need a lot of love right now, which is something our millennials need. I'll share more later.
Okay, okay, definitely, definitely. And then the Gen Z, I think I could just correct me later on in the show about all these
Great.
things that I've just shared, which is Gen Z, which is currently 18 to 25 years old. Okay.
Right. Right.
All right. So let me just share a little bit about Michael. Okay.
Thank you.
Michael here, he's actually a trainer. He has been
Yep.
training for quite a while. One of the things he shared was actually being bullied at a young age inspired Michael Teoh to help the unknown become known and respected. Okay,
Mm,
so I'll definitely like to hear this story later on in the show, right? As we begin the show, and
all
then
right.
he has been actually assisting struggling entrepreneurs and salespeople become trusted authorities in the niches. Okay,
Yep.
by enhancing the influence and doubling their sales performance during this COVID-19 crisis. I didn't know this side of you, Michael. Okay.
This was an innovation that we did in response during the COVID-19 crisis
Okay.
because we work with a lot of large clients across 41 countries. And then one day, one of my mentors just, he basically shared a fact. He said that a lot of trainings are not happening now on a global
Okay.
scale. So why
Yes.
not you use all your knowledge on how you close high value clients, how you
Mm.
create a fruitful, rewarding relationship, friendship with them, share it with the normal salespeople, entrepreneurs, trainers who could only dream of having your plethora of clients. And that was how we started. We started creating modules, we started having programs to actually help salespeople, business owners, entrepreneurs, trainers, coaches on how to become an authority in their industry and at the same time become trusted to close more sales and build their niche. So that is what we
Okay.
have been doing.
Definitely interesting, and I'd like to hear
Hey,
more
thank
on
you.
this one.
Yep.
But Michael Teoh was actually he established his reputation as the millennials' go-to expert early on his career. Okay, and have since helped a lot of companies build high-performance cultures with millennials, the millennials generation. Right?
Vasa, I'd like to
Yeah.
share with you. There's a story
Yeah.
behind that actually, and
Sure.
it's a
Sure.
powerful lesson for everyone to hear as well. So, Thriving Talents, my company, started in the year 2012, and
Okay.
during that time, I was 24 years old. Just doing the
Right.
maths, 24 years old,
Okay.
2012. And then one
Okay.
of my mentors came up to me. He said, "So, Michael, what you want to do right now?" I said, "I'm
Mm.
going to training because
Mm.
I love speaking, I love coaching, I love consulting, I love inspiring people."
Right.
And I didn't come from a trainer's background, Vasa. I was actually in management consulting when I
Okay.
was in my undergraduate years in New Zealand. I
Okay.
worked with the Malaysian government through certain NGOs for a while as well. And then I was in the event management business, event production. So it was pretty interesting, my background. But when in
Mm.
2012 came along, I wanted to start a training company, as in Thriving Talents. One of my mentor came and he challenged me. He said, "Oh, so you are just going to be just another trainer outside." And this
Mm.
mentor is quite strict and quite firm one. And I looked at him, I said, "Why the sarcasm?" He really sounded sarcastic. Talking about mentors throwing rotten eggs at your dreams, right? And then
Yeah.
he said, "No, you're gonna be like any other trainer. You're gonna go out there. If the client want to teach their employee leadership, you can teach leadership. If the client want the employees to stop chewing gum, you can teach how to stop chewing gum. There you go. You're gonna be the jack of all trades." And I said, "Why so sarcastic?" And he said, "To be honest, Michael, you're only 24. Who are you going to scam?" That's what my mentor told me. I said, "What do you mean
Oh
scam?"
no.
He said, "You go to a bank, you tell the L&D manager, 'I'm here to train your leaders.' Really? The bank manager would think you're here to apply for a job instead of being a trainer." Then I was very down because I told my mentor, I said, "I love training soft skills, skills that would make you competitive." And
Mm.
then my mentor told me, he said, "Michael, you are 24. Whether the banks, whether the multinational corporation, the conglomerates, they cannot avoid a fact. The fact is they're going to hire a lot of millennials. Why not? Because you are from that generation. Why not you become an expert only in that topic?" And I can tell you, it was a tough time. It was a tough time. I remember taking that idea. I would go to companies. Now, during that time, Thriving Talents was just a one-man show.
Right.
So I would go to companies and I'll tell them, "Hey, let me train your millennials." And because we were this small company, a lot of the companies we approached were SMEs. And
Right.
I heard very interesting comment, Vasa. They would say things like, "Huh? Train millennials? What's that?" So I need to explain to them, "Oh, the Gen Ys, okay." Then after that, they were like, "Huh? Train my young people? Train already? What happened? They run away, man. My competitor offered them extra 50 ringgit. They jump already. Train them for what? I'm not so stupid." Honestly, those were the comments I got. Yeah. So for the first 6 months of my business, I had no income. In the end, I remember my bank account was down to the final 900 ringgit. And I just thought this is the end of the line. But I'm a believer, right, Vasa? And to all of you hearing this right now, as long as you try and you do your best, there is no regret. That is just me. So I just thought, you know what, down to my final 900 ringgit, let's just do something about it. I mean, I've been approaching SMEs. We wouldn't dare talk to the likes of Maybank and Petronas. We were nobody. I was just a one-man show operating from a 3-bedroom apartment in USJ 19. For those of you who know USJ 19 in Subang, all right, you could see how my social status at that time. So what happened was, I'm someone who believes in prayer. I believe everything, it's blessed to us by the universe, by God. And then I just prayed, and I said, give me a sign, right? And the universe gave me a sign where my laptop restarted itself. I was shocked. It never happened. I'm down to my 900 ringgit now. My laptop is going down, right? And then I'm using a PC. So the first logo I saw was Windows. And then I can tell you it was interesting. I called up Microsoft. I connected with them on LinkedIn. So Vasa, if you say, wow, Michael Teoh, you're very active on LinkedIn, because my first deal came from LinkedIn and it was Microsoft.
Wow.
And Microsoft became my first client. After that, it was interesting. This 24-year-old guy, the clients we work with are General Electric, Intel, Sony, Oracle, SAP, HSBC, Petronas, Shell. So suddenly all these companies became our client, and it all started with Microsoft because it was an easy reference. So just to share, that was how we started. So that was how we became, quote unquote, the millennials expert. That's what our clients call us. They say, oh, anything to do with millennials, go talk to Michael. Oh, agency force, insurance company have a lot of younger agents now, go call Michael Teoh, go call Michael Teoh. So we have been focused in that. But come on, that's 2012. Now it's 8 years later, also got white hair here. So now we enhance our consulting and training offering to more people, and it has been an amazing trip since, Vasa. So I wanted to share that with you.
That's a good story, actually. That's a really nice story, and I like the part you shared about your laptop going off, and then you see the Windows sign, and that's a sign of Microsoft.
Vasa, during that time, it was really resilience, because you could see so many of my other colleagues whom I look up to in the industry, other coaches and trainers, they were training most of it, everything under the sun. You want them to train what? They can train what. And you could see they were making very good income. And there I was being pressured by my mentor to stay on the path, just be focused on millennials. And it was crushing. It was excruciating when you go talk to people and they say, train young people for what? They hop to my competitor. And then if I want to train the older generation, my mentor remind me, at that time, 2012, 24 years old, he would tell me, you haven't gotten enough experience, please don't be a scam. And when you hear things like that, you just, it's a sign of resilience, which I think a lot can empathize right now, especially during this COVID-19 crisis. I find a lot of coaches and trainers coming to me. They say, Michael, I bought this platform. I'm jumping on online training, but I don't know why this platform doesn't work for me. How come my clients don't want to use this platform? They say not user-friendly. So I only say, as much as we like to compare how we are doing with others, at the same time, comparison is the thief of happiness. I believe in benchmarking more. You benchmark how others have done well, do your research, get to the right platform to serve your clients better. So that's what I believe in.
Wow, that's a really nice story.
Hey, thank you, Vasco. Thank you.
Really nice story, yeah. It's something to remember with. All right, just let us go on to say some hellos to all the friends that have come in to watch.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Yes, from Facebook, we have Josh Bess. Okay. Yeah, the feeling will decide the level of energy burst. Age becomes a number, only passion.
That's right. There you go. That's right. Yeah.
And then thanks, Josh. Thanks a lot. And always good to see you on the show. And then from LinkedIn, we have a few friends who have actually dropped by to say hello. We have Siva Lachumi, and then we have Hasnin, Zafar, and then we have Farisha, okay, our good friend.
Yeah.
And then Anand said, shout out to USJ 19 folks out there. Are you still in USJ 19? And then Gayatri has said, hi guys. Mel Fauzi, okay, who's I believe Mel Fauzi is in London right now. Okay, she said hello.
Hello, hi.
And then we have Siva Kumar who has said hello. And let's see on Facebook, Rekha has said hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, hi.
So again, friends, feel free to drop by and say hello to Michael here. He's here today to share a little bit on how to work the best way with millennials and also the Gen Z. Okay, he's going to share here 5 proven ways.
Right.
Okay, yeah, Punita is actually one of the friends here from Facebook who
Excellent.
has requested this particular topic from early on. She said she's not going to miss the show, and
Oh,
she said
fantastic.
this: I need magic and miracles. Okay, maybe Punita, you can actually just share why do you need that magic and miracles when it comes to millennials, right? Just share your stuff here. And anyone else, just feel free to drop by and say hello. Michael will pause later on the show and show the heart, okay, to
There
you.
you go. Yeah, show the love, guys. All
Okay, so
right.
Michael here today is coming here to share the 5 proven ways
Yep.
to get the best results with millennials. Over to you, Michael.
Hey, excellent, Vasa. Thank you so much, Vasa. And to all of you who are watching this right now, I'm excited to be here and to be sharing with you. So at least you know from my backstory, I didn't start off by just saying, hey, I'm a sales expert, I'm a leadership expert. No, I started off really living, breathing like a millennial because I'm a millennial and my entire life has been dedicated to actually study about that. Obviously, now when you talk about the Generation Z, I have invested in younger companies now because you have to know when you hit that age. And so my investees who are coaches and trainers, they are the ones serving the Gen Z market most of the time. I recommend deals to them. And I find that right now, a lot of top leaders come to me to get me to help them to understand the millennials, the Gen Z. So I'm very grateful for that. Now, Vasa, before we actually continue, I would
Yep.
like to set 3 basic rules. And now I would like to apologize in advance because whatever that I'm sharing here, I have been criticized before. Yeah,
Okay.
I have been criticized by some trainers, by some coaches. They said, Michael, once you announce this, you are spoiling the market. No one will ever, even they were shocked. They were like, you announce these 3 things, right? How you cari makan, how you earn a living. You are the millennials expert, but now you're going to denounce that there's something called millennials. So I want to remain truthful. I don't want to say that, oh, Vasa, because you have people from corporate watching this right now, oh, I'm going to say things that is politically correct and that I can cari makan, you can cari makan. We're not going to do that. I want to be truthful because
Yes.
I want to be
Yes.
consistent. Okay.
Yes.
First thing I want to share. What if I told you the definition you gave, Vasa, it wasn't wrong, but your definition is one out of, last year I checked, 287,000 research done by different universities to try to categorize Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen X, Millennials, the Atomic Generation, X-Men Generation, Spider-Man Generation, Avengers Generation, Strawberry Generation, so many things they do. Okay. So the first thing I
Serious.
want to check, when you are talking to a millennial, all right, or a Gen Y or a Gen Z, never ever assess them based on what you read online. Your first assessment would always have to be, you need to look at them as a unique human being. They may be 25 years old. That doesn't mean that they like to listen to K-pop music. I know 25 years old people that still like to listen to classical music. Vasa, we just made an example out of you. I just shared just now. You said you are middle of Gen X. You have more energy than many Gen Ys I know, okay? So, and your consistency is admirable. So again, I just want to share that. Okay, so number one, do not stereotype anyone.
Okay.
You can use it as a reference in your second assessment or reflection of you working with that person. But for your first time, when you are seeing that person, you should be investing your time to understand them, ask them more questions, get to know them. The things that a lot of L&D managers tend to face, and I have spoken to, is this. They would go online and read, oh, Gen Ys are very lazy. They are very flexible. So the moment the Gen Y come into their interview, the moment they see, wow, born 1992, gone, man, this surely very troublesome one. But that Gen Y could be very different. I mean, I'll just share, right?
Yeah.
I've hired people from private university and from public university all the way in Sinto, UUM, and the private university one are the one in KL. They are
Right.
both the same age. They are in the same generation category. Characteristics totally different. I've also hired those where they are from English educated background. I've hired those from Chinese educated background. Again, very different characteristics. So my first pointer is this: never stereotype people. Always work to understand them, have more conversations with them, ask questions. Second thing as well, whatever research you read online now about the millennials are mostly produced in the West. Some US university decided to come up with a research. Do you think the millennial in the US is the same with a millennial or Gen Y or Gen Z in Malaysia? It is
Very
different,
good. Yeah.
different
Yes.
culture, different understanding, different upbringing.
Right.
So then, don't categorize, don't stereotype. Lastly, the third thing that I wish to share is this. Some people would tell me, oh, my Gen Y, my millennials are the asset of the company. I can tell you, people are not the asset in your company. Good people are the only asset in your company. In a sense, if there are just some plain lazy Gen Y, millennial, or even Gen X who just refuse to work, who just keep waiting for handouts from you, please let go of them. Spare your misery, please. You know, that's why I want to correct a lot of gurus out there say, oh, people are our asset. No, good people are your asset. Bad people can be your liability. You spend so much time trying to manage them out. So there you go. So in a nutshell, I want to share this before I go to the 5 points here. As much as we are talking about how to manage millennials, I want to share this with you. Do not stereotype. Do not categorize. That's what I tell my clients as well. That's why a lot of my clients, after they attend my training, they said, this is quite weird. Whatever concepts I share with them, they can also apply it for people of other generations. So I am grateful for that feedback, and I am grateful that I'm able to impact more lives, you see. So there you go. That's what I want to share with you. But again, some people say, but Michael, there's so much research about millennials. Again, two stages. Stage one, get to know the person. Only at stage two. Stage two, you try to now draw the comparison from what you know of the person to what you have read about that person's generation or community.
Right. Okay. Good points. Good points to start our conversation today. It clarifies. I think it's good to start without prejudice, because there is a lot of prejudice, like it or not, when we talk about these generations.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Okay.
Just to share as well, in the year 2012, I was put into the board of one of the entities, think tanks with the Ministry of Higher Education. And I was the youngest board member at that time. My other board members were like the Secretary General, the Minister himself that time, Dato Sri Khalid Nordin, 2012,
Right.
So at that time, it was quite unusual for a 24-year-old to sit on a board of a major ministry in Malaysia. But I think the minister at that time had this foresight. We are a ministry serving young people. If we have a bunch of professors, with due respect, sitting on the board, but we also need the voices of the young people. So that was an eye-opening experience. And when I was there, they were surprised. They were surprised that by the year 2012, I had some experience working with some of the largest companies through management consulting. I was also involved with Microsoft as one of their global advisors in Redmond, in Seattle, in their global HQ for their Microsoft Youth Spark initiative. So they were surprised. And I often share with them, do not let my age define what I can do. Rather, allow my experience and my contribution, value, to define who I am.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Excellent.
So, okay, excellent. We have a few more. Friends and comments. Don't worry, I won't be affected, although I'm a Gen Z. That's one of the comments. And then question is how to determine a good person in your company. Okay, we'll cover this later on in the show.
Oh yeah.
But let's go on to the 5 proven ways to get the best results with millennials first.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So now, allow me to start, Vasa and all of you watching through LinkedIn, YouTube, and also Facebook right now. Before I go to the 5 proven ways on how do we get the best results with the millennials, why do I put millennials? All right. Because this is the topic. Everyone wants to work with the young people, but I want to give you a disclaimer. The 5 proven ways can also work for people that are non-millennials. All right.
Okay.
But first, I want to start off with 3 things that your millennials need from you right now. This is the 3 things before the 5 proven ways. 3 things they need from you. Number 1, they need to feel that they are in a community when they're working in your company. For example, right now, with the many uncertainties we're currently facing with this COVID-19 crisis, your millennials or anyone in your firm wants to feel that they belong to a community. A community in what sense? What does a community do? A community helps each other. A community gives each other feedback. A community shields each other from any uncertainties or from any backlashes that we see right now. So your millennials, the people who work with you, are looking for that from you. That's number 1. Number 2, they want to feel they are part of a movement when they're working in your company. In a sense where they want to know if they continue their employment with you, you are fighting. Fighting what? Fighting COVID-19. Okay, not literally, but fighting the economic impact of COVID-19. Fighting the uncertainties that surround COVID-19. Because when you're able to inspire not only the millennials, anyone, that as long as they stay with you, they stand a fighting chance to survive, they believe in your vision and mission to push, your company will prosper. So you have to make them feel they are part of a movement. That's number 2. Number 3, they want to see a leader in you. Before you can even start motivating millennials, Gen X, Gen Z, you need to first appear as a leader. And a leader here, we're not talking about you knowing how to delegate things, you knowing how to articulate messages or inspire them. No, Vasa. We are talking about you being firm. And I know it's easy to say, but quite challenging to do right now. You being firm and you being not shaken by all the uncertainties of COVID-19. Even I am learning that myself. I haven't mastered it yet. Sometimes I do lose my fuse. I do get a little bit emotional with my team, but it's a training process. So they want these 3 things from you. They want a community. They want to know that they are safe while working with you. They want to be part of a movement. They know they want to be with you to fight for something else. And number 3, they want to see you as a leader, someone firm. You cannot show any ounce of uncertainty or doubt. Now, some people say, oh, it's good to show vulnerability right now. Yes, show vulnerability. Share with your teammates what are you going through. But never say, I don't know what to do, guys. I really don't know what to do. I think we die together. lah. Yeah. So these are the foundation. Get this right first. Community, movement, leader. All right?
Okay. Let me just ask a question there, right? Since we're on this topic, right? The first 3 points. How do you create a community? Because the traditional workplace is like, okay, I'll give you this task, I'll give you this task, and I'll give you this task and this task. Okay, go and do your job, right? But how do you create a community in a workplace? For example, like even MNCs, they have, even bigger problem when it comes to this because there's a larger community. For smaller companies, how do you do that? For bigger companies, how do you do this?
Right. Well, when it comes to creating a community, the backbone of a community is actually relationship, is to have good relationship, or I would say even friendship together with your colleagues. Now, normally, how do we achieve that in a pre-COVID-19 world? Companies engage their team in culture building activities, or what we call team buildings. We do that a lot for companies. And then for very experienced team building coaches or trainers, they are able to then create an atmosphere during the training to evoke certain emotions of camaraderie, certain emotions of friendship, create certain memories that will bind them together. So this is how they create a community. Now, let's talk about a post-COVID-19 world, where at least for the next 2 years, only a vaccine will be found. Social distancing must be practiced. Companies are now practicing 50-50 workforce, 50% work in office, 50% work from home. How do you still build that community? Have online team engagements. I just did it with my team. A karaoke session. We just downloaded the app. My team and I, we are now innovating an online treasure hunt to be introduced to some of our clients as well. So do this to have that connection. But when you have those connections, when you're doing these team building activities online, there has to be a message. There has to be a theme. And the theme has to come across as, thank you for coming. Thank you for staying forward, staying together. At the same time, we are going to fight this together. And a community is also built when each of the team members are able to provide a listening ear, do not discriminate, do not stereotype, do not categorize people who may be a little bit unwell mentally, emotionally. They're under a lot of stress right now. That is how a community is created, Vasa.
Oh, that's amazing. That's those are very good tips actually.
Step by step. There you go. From experience. Yeah,
How about
Vasa.
MNCs? How about MNCs who are having a larger, bigger group? How do you manage that in such a big group?
Well, for MNCs we have worked in the past, we either do group training or group team building with them, but most of the time it comes down to the department. So the
Right.
department can do it. But if let's say the department is a huge department with like 300 people, then what happens is that within the department, you need to actually select what we call project leaders or culture leaders. So it could be one culture leader taking care of 20 people. And then what happened is you can do as a rotational basis, where this week, let's say Chloe is the project or is the culture leader. 2 weeks from now, it will be Johnny. So they rotate. And every time the culture leader's job is to create activities that foster engagement. And that is how you do it. And when you have all these little groupies in the department, every once a month, you organize a virtual town hall where the head of department speaks to everyone for 45 minutes to 1 hour. I've heard nightmarish virtual town halls that go on for 3 hours. Please, that doesn't work. Just go for 45 minutes, 1 hour. Just remind them what is their target. Show them quick wins as well. Show them that despite we are in this crisis, everyone is playing their part, everyone is growing, everyone is meeting their KPI. The only way how championship teams can continue winning championships is because they know they are winning. And how they know they are winning? They keep score of their points. They know their growth progress. They know how to support each other.
Okay. So, friends, if you have questions, again, this is a good time to start posting it as Michael's just going to start his the 5 proven ways.
Oh,
Just
yes.
covered 3 things that you must have before you even start with the 5 proven ways. So you can start dropping your questions here so that he can answer them later on. All right. So
Can I recommend?
yeah.
For those of you who are watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, on YouTube, let's have a little bit of fun right here. And later we'll talk about it, why fun is important, especially how you want to motivate your millennials right now moving forward. Yeah. Guys, if you're learning something so far, go to the comment section and just type yes, man. Just type yes. Because at the end of the day, Vasa, when they are able to interact, even though I know this is like one way, we are talking to them, but I know you're doing your best to interact with them. So let's do this. Get them to type that as well. Yes, yes, yes. If they're learning something so far, let's get the interactivity going. It gives me energy. It gives fuel to Vasa to continue doing this nearly every single day. So guys, show your love. That's what we all need right now, right? COVID-19. Show your love. Go type there, yes, 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 if you're learning something so far. Yeah. Thank you, Vasa.
Okay, I'm hearing some yes. Thanks, Michael. That's a good one, actually. Yeah. Let's hear the yes.
Cool. Awesome. So, Vasa, shall we talk about the 5 proven ways now to get the best results from the millennials?
Yeah, please do on. Punita's actually shared a long question here, right? But let us answer this question later on, okay?
Okay.
As we go on okay, Michael, over to you, Michael.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Vasa. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm going to share the 5 proven ways on how do you get your best results with the millennials. Even though earlier on I say do not categorize, but the reason I say millennials is because number 1, you work a lot with a lot of them. Number 2, I have based some of the examples I'll be sharing with you based on the general characteristics and behavior of millennials. All right.
Okay.
And when you talk about millennials, some people are saying, are millennials Gen Ys, Gen Zs, are they different? Do millennials come after Gen Y? It really depends on which research you read. Some research says millennials come after Gen Y. I have also read research where millennials are actually made up of Gen Ys and Gen Z. And then you have Generation Alpha, which are babies born from the year 2018 onwards. So there are so many descriptions. So all I want to let you know is, even though we are talking about millennials right here, this technique can be used for anyone. Okay. But
what is the age group we are talking about right now when you say that's millennials, and what is Gen Y?
So the impression that I am looking now, because I'm going to take from the most valid, I wouldn't say valid, I would say most popular example of what millennials are. I'm going to take from the example where millennials are Gen Ys and Gen Z. And if you were to ask me how old are they are from the 1980, like you mentioned just now, 1980, all the way up to the year 2005, around there.
Okay, so the age would be roughly 15 years old right now.
Yep. So the 15 years old right now, that would be the Gen Z. And then if you look at Gen Y, you're looking at 1980 all the way up to 1994. I'm just trying to recall. Because one of the things my team did is, we know there are 200 over 1,000 research online, because we actually skimmed through 300 research. We found all the common points, we plotted out, and then we found the most common denominator. So the most common denominator, people all in the entire world believe Gen Y is from 1980 all the way to 1994, 1994 onwards, all the way to 2005. That is the Gen Z. And both of these generations form millennials as a definition.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So at least we are all on the same page when we're talking about this.
Yeah. But then again, I give the disclaimer, this can be used for anyone, even Gen X, baby boomers, because we are in COVID-19 together. COVID-19 just doesn't attack Gen Z or Gen Y, right? They attack everyone. So I'll just share. Okay. Another disclaimer is, these 5 proven ways, the points I'm going to share with you was inspired by Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins actually shared the 6 human needs, but at this time, I have actually come down from what I've seen from all my clients, what they've been doing, what we have been doing ourselves, to the 5 needs right now that you can give your millennials in order to get them to produce results for you. Number 1, the need for certainty. Because right now, your millennials or anyone working in your firm are all a little bit uncertain. They are not sure even if they want to work hard for the company, will the company be able to sustain them? Will they still have jobs at the end of the day? Now, that is the first thing you have to address. That means you have to assure them, number 1, will they have a job? Number 2, if they have to take a pay cut, just tell them to take a pay cut. But assure them they have a pay. All right? And at the same time as well, you give them this certainty. It affirms them that they can still contribute. And that is how you can motivate them to produce results for you. All right? So that's number 1, certainty. Number 2, your millennials would actually now crave for significance. Why? I know some of you must be thinking, oh, the Gen Ys, the Gen Zs, the millennials have always been known for craving for significance. Yes and no, yeah. Again, do not stereotype. I know some really humble millennials as well. But let me share this. Right now, more often than not, anyone would crave for significance, because during this COVID-19, it has given them a feeling of loss and a feeling of being defeated. You know, if they are still having a job, you say, how can they feel lost? I'm still paying their salary. What about their brothers, their sisters, their parents? Their parents' business may have been affected. There is that feeling of, we have been defeated. Why this virus came at this time? Oh my God, why am I alive? So give them significance. How do you give them significance? Celebrate small wins. When they are able to complete certain tasks with you, they're working from home, they're working from the office, more often than not, celebrate small wins with them. Show them that they're making progress. Oftentimes, too many bosses tend to celebrate with their employees when their employees reach the finish line. And then from that starting point to the finish line, the employees feel unappreciated because they feel that I'm working so hard. So now, celebrate small wins. Remember, they are now uncertain. There are a lot of uncertainty. When you celebrate small wins, not only are you giving them significance, you're also giving them certainty that they are on the right track. Crystal clear?
Right. So first one is certainty. Second one is significance. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Now, the third one I wish to share is, all right, this is my favorite. It's called connection. That's right, Vasa, which is why just now, when I show the love, and then when I say we yearn for engagement, my dear friends, hello, we have been locked down in MCO for such a long time, okay? Even after MCO is lifted, at least for 2 years, we have to maintain social distancing. Gone are the days where we are able to sweat and hug each other. Gone are those days. But because it's gone, we human beings psychologically, we would yearn for more engagement. So what can we do about this? Let me give you some tip here. For those of you who are managing millennials or just anyone, if you have a chance to just send them a WhatsApp, sure, send it to them. But if you are given a chance, if you can choose, please try to have a conference call with them or do a WhatsApp call with them and turn on your video. Reason being, because we want to give that engagement to them. We want them to know that as their supervisor, as their manager, we are still here. We want to see their face. We want to be able to comment, kenapa muka kamu comot hari ni? Why are your eyelashes not straight today? I mean, don't say that lah, as an example. But you know what I'm getting at. Because you want to have that engagement. If let's say your staff is shy, malu, shy, don't want to show, fine. Then voice call. Okay? Worst come to worst only, WhatsApp text or WhatsApp audio. Always try to give that an engagement. Also, as some people are saying, they are working from home, don't need to do company team building online. Actually, now is more required than ever. Arrange special sessions. One of the things that we do is that every week, we have a special meeting where my head of HR, Jasmine, will actually set some theme. Like this morning, we have to actually share among all our colleagues what is our favorite K-pop song, and we have to wear black. This is the best black.
That explains the black.
Correct. So that's why most of my lives I will be wearing my company uniform, Thriving Talents, but now I'm wearing black. So it's like, because it came from today. So try to give them as much connection as possible. Don't look at them as a transaction. Don't look at them just as, extra pair of hands and legs to help you do your work. They yearn for your friendship now. All right. And then we're going to cover the last two elements that need to be present in order for you to push your millennials to get results. The fourth one is, of course, growth. Right now, they're working from home. You need to tell them how they are growing. I know some people argue with me, Michael, don't have to do that. They know themselves. No, they don't know. Every time they switch on the TV, they see COVID-19, bad news, economy coming down, oil prices coming down. You need to tell them how they are growing. You need to celebrate their growth. This is how you can motivate them. This is how you make them feel that they are part of a movement, that they are involved with your community, and that they are supporting each other. Show them examples, invest in their training right now. One thing I love about the MCO is because most of my trainings have now been chunked down to bite size. So it's only 1 hour, 90 minutes, and we find it even more effective. Instead of doing it one whole day, just break it down to different modules. It works. So invest on their growth. Last but not least, the fifth point is actually contribution. Show your millennials or anyone in your company right now how, even though if they're working from home, or how even though the economy is so bad, the business is so bad, right, that they are still able to contribute. One of the things I do is that I tell my employees, I said, today we got a new client. Today we managed to change the lives of a friend, a client of ours, and just let them feel that surge of positivity at that moment. It goes a long way. Let them feel that they are part of a bigger cause as well. So this will be the 5 elements that you need to tap into psychologically among your millennials or just anyone for them to perform well during this COVID-19. Give them a sense of certainty. Give them a sense of significance. Give them connection and engagement. Show them how they are growth. And 5th, show them how they are contributing, no matter how small, to the bigger growth of your company.
Wow, that's really interesting. About significance, let's just look at a second point, right?
Sure.
How do you create significance again?
One of the things that I do right now is that we have our virtual meetings via Zoom or via Teams or WebEx. We have used everything. Yeah. So significance is, as the leader, as the supervisor, I would acknowledge a certain team member for the good work that he or she has done. And then I would give them a quick 1 minute to share what is their most powerful lesson that they learned, and they share it. All right. And then for those who did not meet their expected work or their output, we need to encourage them. Okay. But even encouraging them, right, we have to set a limit. Like I mentioned, good talents are your asset. Bad talents are your liability, right? So KPIs need to be set right now, where each of the talent know their KPIs. They know what must they achieve. The KPI has been agreed upon, and then we base it on their KPI. So even when we praise them, we celebrate them, we are celebrating their achievement with facts, not by feelings. But
Right.
if those still don't want to grow, don't want to contribute, well, this is the time where you can coach them, you can have discussions with them. But if they really do not want to change, you don't want to waste your energy managing them too much. There
Right.
you go.
Okay. Nicely put.
Hey, thank you, Vasa. Thank you. I hope you guys are learning something so far as well. Please go to the comment section and type yes, yeah. Show some love for Vasa as well, okay? Awesome.
So
Awesome.
say
All right.
yes if you're learning something. Okay. So that keeps us going too. All right. Now, so Nick Chong said, ask them why you so fat, Liao. Okay, Nick is
them.
from BNI. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then
Yes. Hello, Nick.
okay, Angie said hello. Punita, Myra always is our regular follower. And
Hey,
then
Myra. Hi.
Sylvia, and
Yep,
then we
Sylvia.
have
Hello.
Arvin, we have
Hi.
Amanda. Okay, Amanda asked, how did you win the Microsoft deal? Okay.
Okay. I actually have a 3 days workshop that teaches people how to do that, but I'll just let you guys go in. A lot of persistence, because when I approached Microsoft in 2012,
Right.
number one, they do not do physical training. At least that was what I was told at that time. Because and it's believable because they are Microsoft. They should be doing their trainings online.
Mhm.
And I remember meeting the lady 4 times, lovely lady. And then I just chatted with her. It was the 4th time she actually said, "You're not going to give up, are you?" I say, "No." And then she was, "Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a chance. I have 2 hours. Why don't you come speak to our young leaders? If we like you, let's talk about it further. If not, nice knowing you." Right?
Mhm.
And the rest is history. Just to share with Amanda as well, I talk about Microsoft a lot, not only because I was made their global advisor after that, but at the same time, some of my clients or people in the corporate would know this, that Microsoft was the client of mine who got President Barack Obama to visit my training. And I am forever indebted. That's why when people say, why you ever talk about Microsoft? People try to give me a free MacBook also, I don't want. I say I'm using a PC for life. And because, that was because they got me President Obama. They got Obama to come to my training.
Wow.
And for a young training company at that time, that was the best testimonial ever. I had a chance to take a picture with the president, had a chance to speak to him. I didn't had a chance to record him like, "Mr. President, what do you think about my training?" I can't do that. The Secret Service will be all over me. But it was amazing, and Microsoft was so kind to give us that opportunity. It was like hitting the lottery for me, and that has opened up so many doors. So Amanda, that was how I closed the Microsoft deal. Persistence and resilience. If you expected a more structured answer, we can have another session and I can actually show you a framework that I use to coach people now how to close high-end clients. But hope that helps, Amanda. Thank you.
Awesome. That's a good answer, Michael.
Hey,
Okay,
thank you.
so let's go on to Punita, all right? So she said, I have a 17-year-old wonderful boy, very smart and very articulate, a Republican in mind.
Nice.
I feel Democrat in heart,
There you go. All right.
who has a contradicting opinion about everything and concentration span of a fruit fly. Okay.
All right.
How can I get him to understand accountability, responsibility, and interested with realities of life? How do I help him to find his passion and remain committed to something? All right. So this is very interesting because this is some of the feedback sometimes I get when dealing with millennials. So what do you share about, what can you share about this one?
Number one, how do I help him to find his passion?
Okay.
I think just by using the word, how do I help him, it really gives an impression where you want to guide him until he finds his passion. But oftentimes passion is found when the person goes out to explore, to experiment, to discover more by himself. As a parent, you can shove knowledge, you can shove what is the best advice for your kids. But I can tell you, if it's not in sync with who they are or what they want to do, that's when you have scenarios here where Malaysian students go spend 8 years studying to become a doctor, come back, then suddenly become a chef. Then you're like, what happened to your medical degree? And they're like, oh no, because I always wanted to be a chef. I studied medicine to make my mother happy. So again, let me share you some more constructive structural approach. Okay, this is applied to anyone who's hiring 17-year-old or Gen Y or just anyone. I have actually met 40-year-olds who are actually telling me that they are lost. They actually don't know. Vasa, especially right now, COVID-19.
Yes.
A lot of them are lost. A lot of them are like, I don't know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
So allow me to share the structure. Number one, what you can do is you provide opportunities for them to explore. You can, because I know some parents, they're saying, I ask my son, you want to do what? And my son will be, I also don't know what I want to do. So one thing is you can provide opportunities. How do you provide opportunities? Is you allow them to go for internships, you allow them to go for short stint projects and let them explore, all right? And you assure them that should they not like the project, give feedback, reflect by themselves what they can learn from it, and you allow them, you celebrate their departure from the project to go into a new project until they find what they really like. So that would be number one. So get your son to actually explore doing different projects. That's what I did. I studied in pure science stream when I was in high school, in a government school in Penang. And then I discovered at a very young age, when I was 16, I love to speak, I love to debate, I love to coach. And that was how I got into coaching, speaking, and consulting. So let them experiment with different projects. Now, if you say, but Michael, I really don't know how, then you ask them, who do they admire? Second, who do they admire? Right. Ask them who do they admire. Even ask your young staff, actually, who do you look up to? And if they say someone like Tony Fernandez, Sir Richard Branson, now what happened is, as a supervisor, as a parent, you can then see, okay, you can ask them, what do they like about Richard Branson, Tony Fernandez, Michael Jackson, Barack Obama? What do they like? As they describe the person, you start to ask them more questions. Oh, you like Tony Fernandez and Richard Branson because they're entrepreneurial. What is it about them being entrepreneurial that you like? Oh, because they make a lot of money, they're very famous. Okay, but do you know that they became famous because of the hard work, the risk that they took? Are you willing to take that risk? And then get them to share more with you. I think at the end of the day, the quality of how you manage your millennials or anyone comes from the quality of the question you ask them. So keep asking them questions. I'm a believer where the more specific you become, the more answers you can dig out, and the more of those answers will formulate how you want to manage them, how you want to work with them. For example, I'll give you an example. You ask a millennial, what motivates you? And they say, want to make fast money lah. What else? Now, you need to ask them, make fast money for what? Make fast money so can buy fast car lah. Why want to buy fast car? Buy fast car lah. Buy fast car. Good what? Why? So that my friends all at school won't laugh at me. Now you already know. Significance is what they want. So if you were to ask me, how do I motivate that millennial? I give him all the significance. I say, you can achieve 1 million ringgit in revenue in sales of my training for the company. I will give you your first down payment for a BMW, as an example. Fair choice. I already know what motivates that person. But what if you have someone, why you want to make money? Make money, earn more money, have a better life. Why you want a better life? So I don't have to worry so much. What are you worried about? My parents. So you know, one of his prime human motivation is connection, engagement, or love. And then how? Now you know already. You want to motivate this person, you take care of the parents. You say, hey, how are your parents? How are your parents? How are your parents? Want to invite your parents, come company dinner and all. Hey, we're going to do a family day, invite them to come. The talent will fall in love with you because you already unearthed their inner motivation. That is how you're going to push millennials, anyone, right? And I can tell you, right, passion changes, yeah? You can talk to a 25-year-old guy in the banking industry, true story. And his passion is, I want to make fast money, fast car, fast girls. That's what he said. This same client, okay, so this is the best part, right? When I trained this guy, he was a young banker, UK graduate. And I stayed with this bank. We got a lot of recurring clients. For 4 years, he's 29. He got married at the age of 27. 29-year-old, I asked him, hey, so how is your fast car, fast girl? He said, bro, where got that anymore? Now I have a 6-month-old daughter. I got married at 27, bro. Now my daughter is everything. You notice his passion has changed. So as
Right.
their supervisor, you need to respond to it. That's why a lot of people say, you know what? I just want to talk to my staff one time a year, enough. They should know what to do. No, they want your engagement. Engage them more. Yeah. I hope I've answered the question just now as well.
Yeah, Punita, if your question is answered, just drop in and say yes. Okay. And okay, so Nick Chong said something totally different, which is actually, hi Michael, I think your hand gestures on live videos are very effective. I'll apply that. Yeah, I like that too, Michael. Serious.
Hey, let me give you guys a tip. If you guys want a bonus tip, I want you to type down at the comment section for Vasa. Type that bonus. Okay, Vasa, I want you to monitor for me. Only if they type bonus, I will share this bonus tip. If no one type bonus, I won't share it. Okay.
So you guys heard that, right? Okay, so type your bonus, the word bonus down there, and then Michael will give a bonus tip. Okay.
Because Vasa, this bonus tip I'm going to give, I just taught this yesterday in my negotiation workshop with people from JP Morgan, people from Hong Leong Investment Bank, and they paid me money to learn this, how to actually negotiate online. And it has something to do with what I'm going to share. So come on, if these people, JP Morgan, can pay me, and I'm going to give it for free right now. Hey guys, type bonus, man, type bonus, guys. Wow, I can see some from my watch party. Even my watch party, Shirley, bonus. Okay, yeah?
Okay, all so right. The word bonus is out.
Okay, yeah, it's on. Michael. Yeah, Sean Lim, yeah, say bonus. Okay, guys, I'm going to share this bonus right now.
Okay.
As you are now conversing with people online, you are managing your team online, please either have props like this, because we are more visual than ever. We are already losing the human touch, so try to have props like this. Number 2, Nick Chong, you are very right. When you move hands, but of course, don't move a lot. People say that, wow, very distracting. You move, do one by one, say certain point like that. Remember, whatever presentation, whatever negotiation, whatever sales pitch you do online through a camera, when the person only sees you through a camera, you need to exaggerate your movement. Now, even though I say exaggerate, I don't say annoying. It's not like, hey, yeah, everything also like that. Yeah. Sometimes you want to make a point, you make a point. Sometimes you want to congratulate them, you show them you're congratulating them. Sometimes you say, wow, I'm so happy you have a newborn baby in COVID-19. Wow. Because, some of you may be laughing. Some of you must be like, Michael, you taught this yesterday to people in JP Morgan, in all these investment banks? Yes, because we yearn for engagement now. And I can tell you, features tell, benefits sell. You can tell all the features, but this is the benefit. The benefit of you doing business with me is I am engaged. When you say something, I am nodding my head. Same with how you handle millennials or anyone. If your millennial is telling you, oh, boss, today actually a very bad day for me, don't lie your eyes. Okay. Yalah tu, kan dah bagi tahu, jangan buat macam tu. You are like looking at your email while listening to your millennials or your employees speaking. Hey, they can see from your eye movement.
Right.
So be focused on them. Okay. As long as you're focused on them, they'll be focused on you. So
okay, I love your hand movements and all, because like let's just talk about this. This is just a side topic, because in the normal world, our hand movements are a lot bigger, wider and all, right? Like you cannot see what I'm doing right now, but we have to just bring it all close up to that small square that we're talking to right now, right? Like if we're in Zoom or we are in whatever online platform. Okay, so that's a good one. So now Mel Fauzi has quite a question for you. She's from LinkedIn.
Oh,
a lot of people from LinkedIn have said bonus, okay, which is good, which you have given the bonus.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for the love. Thank you.
And I love the props you're using, man. It's really good. It's very nice. The props, the hand shape and the heart. Okay.
People say this shows you have done a lot of Facebook lives.
Okay. There you go. So Mel Fauzi's question for you is, do you agree that monetary merit is essential to keep millennials loyal to the company?
I agree, but it's not the end all be all.
Okay.
I agree. If some people say, "Oh, money is not important," I disagree with that. Money is important, but it's not the end all be all. Why is money important? Money is important because it's a survival mechanism. It's an exchange of value. When the millennials that are working with you, or anyone that's working with you, for them to survive, okay, money is important. But
Right.
sometimes I understand. Some people say, "But Michael, I cannot match my competitors' offer to my candidate. How do I retain him or her?" That is when
Right.
you need other factors. Other factors is their experience working with you, the growth that they feel when working with you. At the same time, the connection. You know, people always say this: you don't join the company just for the company. You
Right.
join the company and stay in the company is because of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you may be offered a very good package by your competitor, but because there is that hubungan silaturahim, they would say, there is that close knitted relationship that you have with your colleagues. That is also one of the reasons why you do not leave. So again, I just want to share, monetary, yes, is important, but it's not the end all be all. If you were thinking that, oh, my competitor just throw money at the candidate, throw money and I seem to lose my millennials, trust me, if your talent left you because the competitor only offered a higher salary while the working environment is not as good as you, the leadership, the culture is not as good as you, right? Trust me, another competitor come and offer your competitor, your candidate in your competitor company now, a higher amount, they will jump. So at least you know what is their values right now. So don't just look at money, build on the other aspects on how to retain and give people an incredible experience as they work in your company.
Like you said, I think the points that you gave early would really
Yep.
help the other aspect besides money, right?
Yes, yes. Experience at the same time, let them feel that connection. Again, letting them feel they're part of a community. And you find companies with the most motivated employees, often they feel they're in a crusade. They actually feel they're in a crusade. So a
Right.
crusade is they're fighting for something. So that is what you should be looking at.
A strong vision, something they can see coming up, something that they are nearing every day, a step by
Yes,
step thing, right?
correct. You mentioned it correct, Vasa. Strong vision, but you need to communicate to them.
Mm,
How near are they to that vision?
right.
Right.
Okay. So, friends, we are coming to the end of the show. So,
Oh,
if you
so
have
fast.
any,
Time flies when you're
yeah,
enjoying yourself.
actually, time just flew. 1 hour just flew past so fast. But okay, let's wrap up the show soon. But if there are any friends who are here, if you have any last questions, please drop them up here so that Michael can answer them before he finishes the show today. Right. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, there was a question yesterday. Okay, why do millennials, for example, they don't really like to talk on the phone, but they like to talk through WhatsApp chat? Huh.
Because
Interesting.
that has been commonly used by a lot of people because everyone is
Yeah.
using WhatsApp around them.
Right, right,
And
right.
on the phone, sometimes, I mean, there's so many variables, right? In a sense,
Mm.
why are your millennials? And again, I
Yeah.
want to give this one more disclaimer, but this is so
Mm.
important, right?
Yeah.
And I want to share this story, okay? We shall come back to the
Yeah.
point. So,
Sure.
2012, I started my training, and then we started with Microsoft. And I remember it was one of my first 5 earliest client. We
Mm-hmm.
got an investment bank, and we got an
Mm.
investment bank. This L&D manager said, "Michael, you're gonna train my top guys." So I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, awesome!" And that time, I didn't know that much. So truth be told, what I did was I went to train the top guys. I remember the training was done in your boardroom. There were only
Right.
like 11 people there, and they're all like directors, board of directors, and all that. And then I use a lot of reference from other
Right.
trainers.
Okay.
Trainers who come in, teach, hey, Gen Ys behave this way, Gen X behave this way. So there was one statement that I made. I said, oh, Gen X is not so technology adept compared to the Gen Ys. You hear that a lot too, right, Vasa? Gen Y
Yes.
is more
Yes.
technology adept.
Yes.
One of
Yes.
the directors who was obviously since the start not paying attention at all to what I'm saying, he cannot tahan. He just slammed his hand on the table. He said, that's it. I've had enough. All right, Michael, I think you should stop.
Mm.
And I was shocked. The L&D person like, huh? And I said, oh, excuse me? Your statement is wrong. Then he said, I am 48. I'm obviously not a Gen Y. Okay, I don't want to show off, yeah? He took out his phone. This is the brand new iPhone. I just
Right.
bought it last week. Hey,
Right.
we all are directors here. You know how much money we're all making, right? Then all of them laugh.
Right.
He said, Michael, how dare you say, as a Gen X, we are not technology adept? This
Right.
phone I'm using is the latest iPhone. I know more about this iPhone than my Gen Ys working for me. In fact, if my Gen Ys working for me were to even afford this iPhone, they have to fast for 1 month, don't eat, then they can afford this phone. But with my salary now, I can just change phone just like that. So how dare you say, Gen X, how dare you generalize us as not being technologically adept? You are wrong. You know, I wrapped up the whole session. I went back and I nearly cried. And then I started rethinking already. I started, actually, he has a point.
Yeah.
He has a point. That's why I said treat every human being as unique, right? So again, to that question, why are millennials not okay with call? Why are they using WhatsApp? Are you sure it's millennial, or is it just that one person you're talking about? If it's that one person you're talking about, please give him or her a WhatsApp call. Combine call and WhatsApp. Give them a call and say, hey, actually, why you don't like to speak on the phone? Do not generalize. Because once you generalize, right, if it's a statement, it's a stereotype that you don't like, it ruins your mood, it ruins your energy. And because of one bad apple, you think everyone is a bad apple. But that's not the case. I love to do video calls, which sometimes scare some of my clients, but I said, I love it. There you go. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you.
Okay, yeah, good point. I think we shouldn't stereotype at all. Okay, I hope the person who asked the question got this answer. And so Michael, okay, Georgie Best has said passion with energy creates attention.
There you go.
Said, thank you so much, Michael.
Hey, pleasure, Nick. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And
Encore. Thank you.
He said Encore Part 2. Okay, maybe coming soon, right?
Yeah, let us know. Happy to be involved.
And then Siva Kumar from LinkedIn said, great job to all here. All right, thanks, Siva Kumar. All right, he's a regular here on the show. He's an IT person. Okay, I hope I got that right, Siva. And okay, so Michael, before we finish the show today, right? Anything that you like to share, as ending part of this show today?
Well, number one, I want to talk about all of you who's been following this over on Facebook. I am seeing you. Awesome stuff. I am seeing you guys. Okay.
Wow.
For those of you who are following us on Facebook, and for those of you watching on YouTube and also on LinkedIn, I do not want to leave you hanging. Thank you again, Vasa, for providing this opportunity. I want to connect with you. So look me up on LinkedIn. You know, Vasa, I was pleasantly surprised. I was entry number 1 in this year's Marketing in Asia magazine of 100 most inspiring LinkedIn people you should follow. I was quite shocked, actually. I didn't know, but all good. Until people start congratulating me. But that recognition is just so that people can connect with me more. So do look me up on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook, Michael Teoh Sulim. Look up to me there. If you want to find out more about what we do, just Google my name or just go to thrivingtalents.com. Happy to assist you guys. Happy to keep in touch with all of you. Okay, but connect with me on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I make some major announcement there. I give away some giveaways as well, and keep in touch over there. And last but not least, just a wrap-up lesson for us, Vasa, I believe. Do not treat or stereotype anyone with any perception or opinion you have heard about them. Rather, take the time to invest, getting to know them, be specific with knowing their needs, and be specific as well in responding to their needs. That's all I have to say.
So
it's a pleasure serving you all.
It's not stereotype. You know, every millennial is this way, or that way, or every X generation is this way. Is everyone's individual when it comes back again. I think that's a good summary for this the talk. And then I think the 5 points that you've given applies to actually everybody.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, I have my 3 days program, and you'll be shocked. There are like 58-year-old people joining me. I'm like, wow, okay. And if you see, because we normally do a need analysis, they are lost. And we need to help right now. Everyone is going through some tough time.
Yes.
Need to be better human beings right now, guys. Just help. Just go out and help. Show lots of love. Okay,
Yeah, we all got to do our part lah in our own ways.
that's
Just
right.
keep reaching out, right?
That's right.
So Michael will be finishing the show now.
Hey, thank
Uh,
you.
we will say bye bye. Just but stay on the show. Stay on. Don't exit the studio.
No
We'll
worries.
see you again. So friends, we'll see you again this coming Friday. This tomorrow will be on a show with Jamuna and Suhu, and this Friday we'll be interviewing Juara, okay, on facilitation, right? On facilitation, which is actually very important to run companies and teams. Now, if for the past, for any friends here who want to watch the recorded show, the link will be out down here later on. You can just
Mhm.
click on the link and then it'll be available. And we also have past recorded interviews, which also will be shared in the links below. All right. So with that, we'll see you again. Bye bye.